what we at Siemens Mobility, what our journey at Siemens Mobility was with the Power Platform and Dynamics Project Operations. So I will not talk that much about the future. I will more look back and maybe give you some insights on what were our main experiences and what were the key success factors, what were the lowlights, the highlights in that area, because yeah, we were talking about the longer journey. But before I go to that, maybe some words to myself. I'm a senior key expert for digital transformation at Siemens and all. And for Siemens Mobility, I'm the IT head for low-code and no-code. So that's why it's quite fitting in that area, because there I'm responsible for services like Azure DevOps, Power Platform, some of the Dynamics components in there, and API management, integration, and so on. On a personal note, family guy, married, 2 kids, twins, and a cat. Then some of my hobbies. I was gaming a couple of years back, so I'm still looking forward to the new Halo when I look to the Microsoft ecosystem. So I'm really looking forward to the next Gamescom. Fisherman, biker, and have a big passion for technology when it comes to hardware and software. And I normally cannot talk about things that I don't understand, so maybe that's one of the pain points that people have with me, because I really want to understand everything what we do. On the other track, I was a project manager, because we started a couple of years back, right? Everything was classic project management. And then, I was looking to the new stuff, what we do there. So I thought, let's see what Agile means. And now I become an Agile coach. So what's an Agile coach? It's just a Scrum Master with some experience, maybe a bit better paid. That's the only thing. If you can see on the top, Yoda for me, it's the best Scrum Master I ever had. So he has still the best words when it comes to think about Agile and agility. Started 2001 at Siemens, and after a while, so within the next 6 years, I'm working for Siemens Mobility, and Siemens is a quite big organization, and maybe just to understand the background for the area what I will talk for. So I'm working for Siemens Mobility. I think some of our valued customers are here with us. It's the Deutsche Bahn as well, right? Because we are creating some of the products that are heavily used by the Deutsche Bahn there. The strategy for our company is to lead by technology. And the 4 levers, what we are building up, this strategy are providing lifecycle cost optimization for our products so that our customers are happy at the end. Then we have we want that our systems and our products are 100% available. We want to maximize the network capacity of our products, and at the end, we optimize customer experience and processes. So we would like to go and provide all the products that are used for bringing our end user from their first mile till the last mile of their journey. This portfolio of our organization is offered by 5 business units. I always have to check because there's always an update in that area. And the 5 business units is based on the rolling stock itself, where we have the short distance and regional and long distance rolling stock products. Then we have the rail infrastructure, where we provide everything what is necessary for the rail infrastructure, starting with signaling, having even the necessary software in that area. And for sure, for our products, we provide even customer service, so where all the trains can be then maintained. And all these new products need now intelligence. They have software built in. They have software products that we are offering that can help even to add more intelligence to this product, even AI, and even looking forward to what will happen there with this kind of agents that we will talk to the next couple of days. And then we have even turnkey. Our turnkey business unit is providing actually complete rail solution for project management activities itself, till system integration, and actually the entire portfolio. I was just looking, why it's that? That's not, no. So the portfolio was that, and now let's take a short look into the facts and figures for Siemens Mobility. So we are happy that I think 2 years back we had 175 years with Siemens, so we were part of the Siemens journey. Then we have more than 41,000 employees worldwide, and that's again just for Siemens Mobility. It's not for Siemens at all. There we have much more. 70,000 of these employees are more than 10 years with the company, so more of them. So we have a lot of connection to what the products that we are doing, and we stick there with them for a long period. 2,800 employees in research and development, and 515 guys in the IT organization. 515 guys this in the IT organization, they are managing 1,800 applications, on about, and 150 services, additional to the services that we get and provisioned from our main company, from Siemens at all. Then, just some facts on the Power Platform side. We have around about 3,010 Power Platform solutions running there already, and 140 business applications. And maybe I will come to that a bit later, how we differentiate between a Power Platform solution and some of the business application itself. So 6 years back when I started with Siemens Mobility, actually we started to think, okay, how we drive the digital transformation, right? 6 years back, the big word was digitalization. Everyone was digitalizing. So what were really the main principles of our digitalization? Some of the wordings have been changed within the last 2 years, but actually the 4 principles were mainly the same. So we wanted to be end-user centric, so whatever we are offering, even from IT perspective, and any products that we are building for our internal processes, they should be end-user centric. So the consumer of the application should be our focus. Then we wanted to be data-driven. We all know AI is there. It's nice to be there, but we just heard before, without data, without APIs, they really cannot be that intelligent. So actually we want to have the data available, because that's key for everything that we are doing in digitalization. Without the data and having transparency on the collected data, and there is no real transformation possible. The third principle was end-to-end process integration. Doesn't make sense to have one system for our sales area. It doesn't make sense to have one system for our project management area, because if they are siloed and there is no end-to-end integration behind them, then we don't really can provide value to our customers. We cannot be faster, we cannot really support our 4 levers that we are using for our strategy and for our vision. And then we wanted to do incremental. So let's go step by step. Let's don't try to boil the ocean at the beginning. And that's why then, like I mentioned, data is crucial. So we wanted to have transparency of all collected data through all the processes that we have and make them available and accessible for the organization itself. Then we wanted to have intelligence in this data, to add later on some intelligence to it, so that we can really enable to really enable the possibility that this data that we are collecting is providing even intelligence back to the organization. And on the first step is actually the process integration that impacts on the business value. Now, to reach this guiding principle, or by having these guiding principles available, we started our journey in 2020, where we kicked off the first Dynamics 365 project, and that was about introducing Dynamics Sales, we call it today. At that moment, we had the name for it, Dynamics CRM. I think we are still have people out there who are calling it CRM. I think in the meantime, the product names have been changed, so right now it's Sales. Nevertheless, 2020, we started this and we introduced sales in the organization. It was a successful project. And we went live, as you can see, a couple of months later. So we really had the chance with Dynamics Sales, or at that moment CRM, to really provide the vision of this project within a couple of months. And instead of going and using, at that time, Salesforce, like the rest of Siemens is doing, because as I mentioned in the beginning, there is much bigger organization in Siemens who are using Salesforce in that area when it comes to the bid and to the customer, to account management. For us, it was in September 2020 where we went live with sales. And in that moment, we realized, okay, but just having and putting Dynamics Sales live, it's not enough. We need to think about, okay, how we enable the other components. Because when you buy Dynamics, you don't buy just Dynamics, you buy actually the whole stack from Microsoft, because you have Azure inside of it, you have Power BI, you have the Power Platform for extension. So all the stack, what we just saw before, these are all there, and they need to be somehow made available to the organization to be able to provide and to improve it for any other use cases. Then in July 21, we kicked off and we enabled the mobility shared services, which was nothing else than providing services for all the components that we just heard before. So for the whole Power Platform services with DevOps inside of it and so on. And at that moment we realized, okay, actually we need to think now about the next step. How can we make this data available in a governed way in the organization? So we added an API management in that area, because without APIs we realized we cannot really do that much integration on an end-to-end process lane. And in May 2020, we had the first attempt to introduce Dynamics Project Operation, and guess what? We failed. Now, yeah, the question is why we did fail. Why was this failed at that time, right? I mean, there were a couple of factors, and I will come later on to that one, why this project was not really successful. I mean, it's always good to talk about all the positive stuff in the area of Dynamics, but I really like to bring even some fails, because we learned a lot of that out of this failures at that moment. Dynamics Project Operation was just, if you remember the business unit that I just listed before, it was rolling stock. It was just one of our business unit in there. This micro is quite strange. And then actually from this business unit, it was only one area, and that was the engineering area. So we're only the people who were working with actually developing and doing engineering. They were in the scope of introducing Dynamics Project Operation. The willingness to change their processes was not given. The setup from our end was too small. We started with a too small area in the organization to really drive a big change and a big transformation. And that were the main two factors why we really failed at the first attempt. But we learned out of it, and thanks God we stopped at the right time after we realized that, that wouldn't go into the right way. And right now, 2024, we started the second attempt, and right now we are doing this together with our partners here, with ProMX, where we are restarted everything, which has a much bigger setup, and a complete different approach, where we are actually even incorporated in a corporate program, which gives a much more visibility and a much more openness even to be able to drive this change. Because like I mentioned, it's not just a technical introduction, it's not just about introducing a new technology, it's about really even changing some internal processes. And that need to be managed, steered, staffed adequately. I'm looking to Philip because we are having this kind of activities on the daily basis, and right now the team that is working on that topic is much bigger, and it's cross-organizational. So it's not just in one business unit, it's about whole Siemens mobility at all. And that was on a short way on the business track area. Maybe, are there any questions? If there are any questions, please feel free, ask, interrupt me.
projects that you run, how big are those in terms of number of resources included and so on?
The business projects or the IT projects? Okay. The big projects starting from 1 million. And I don't know, the longest project that we have, even customer service contracts, for example, they are lasting for 25 years. The numbers and the values of it, I'm not that good in it, but if you want to have some details, Philip is with me. I think he can maybe give you some more insight on that one.
I guess multiple hundred people. I guess you heard about selling that trains to Egypt. This is really big project, many people involved, thousands of people involved there, but we also have smaller projects where it's 10, 15 people even working in parallel projects, but being project manager in parallel activities there. So it's really
we have the full set from smaller projects that are under 1 million till the big ones that are lasting for 25 years. The figures and values are quite high. Any other questions?
And do you have the scenario that, these big projects, when they're done, you go into kind of a maintenance mode as well, or this is a different unit who provides the maintenance for this?
The customer service organization, the business unit and so that's why we are really providing for the whole portfolio support. So from the rolling stock, creating the train, creating the rail infrastructure, and then the customer service organization is providing the warranty. And even support, right? I think with Deutsche Bahn, we are even there doing the support for the ECEs. We are doing even the maintenance for this product as well.
Hi, good morning. A question, which system are you using for SCM and finance?
Sorry?
Which system are Siemens Mobility using for
the finance?
Supply chain management and core finance?
For transactional data, we have SAP. So and right now we are in the migration from an old ERP system, from old SAP ERP to S4 systems. Okay, then maybe some hints on the technical plane. Like I said, we started with the Power Platform quite simple. That was the personal productivity area where we collected and we enabled the big organization to do a lot of self-development, to have ideation, inspire, and proof if the platform is working. Then we recognized, okay, for some complex products, we need to introduce even Azure DevOps and DevOps methodologies, which was quite good at that time because that's the only way how you can handle maybe business critical applications if you implement something on the Power Platform. And then after you have the bigger products already created, you need to think about how to govern them, how to enable fusion development in the organization, because you need to work together with business partners. That's how we work together with our business partners from ProMix, and we have our internal colleagues evolving and developing in that area. Then we have, you have to facilitate change, because without this change management and change enablement, that will not work. And for that, we added then even development environments for Dynamics Project Operation and even the Power Platform itself, where we have all the Power Apps on top of it, the Power BI and Power Automate. For sure, the Azure Stack to make sure about security and privacy and all the stuff. And then it's nice to be in the ecosystem of Microsoft itself, but on the bottom to really be able to exchange data from one system to another. We have a Kafka data streaming, and that's maybe my first of all to the Microsoft product. Yeah, we need the possibility to have native integration to a Kafka stream. It's not enough to have just Fabric who is able to communicate with the Kafka stream. So that's really important for us, and not just for us Siemens Mobility. That's really something what we need to make possible on our end to the whole Siemens organization. The setup was there on a technical plane, so we could use it, and now 2024 we decided now to go to the next step. So we decided to extend our portfolio in Dynamics area, where we had in the past, we had sales. In the meantime, we introduced even marketing. By adding Dynamics marketing in there, it was quite simple to make lead management on congresses where we really could connected data and even to interact with our customer. Then by the next step, what we're doing right now is to add project operation in that area. Why we want to do this is because we want to have actually an enablement for AI-driven insights in our projects, because we at Mobility, we are mainly a project business, so not the classical service or product business that we have in that area. And then by introducing Dynamics Project Operation, we have then even the possibility to add and to leverage more bid and project management capabilities from the product by adding even the AI agents in that area where that can be used to help to maybe simplify the daily work of our bid managers and our project managers. For sure, during this project and during this activity that we are doing right now, we need to make sure that we adapt our old solutions, so our old Dynamics CRM solution to be adapted so that we can use it in combination with Dynamics Project Operation, and we have no double processes covered in that area. And then for customer insights, that we have a full integration and even to our project and to the other products on our side. Why we decided to go with Dynamics Project Operation? Just some of the main points in that area is first of all, because it integrates seamless to what we built it till now. It was simple, integratable with all the office products that we have. Then it's innovative and it's from the front runner of AI. We just heard it today as well. Again, with the agents, Microsoft is doing really a big step in the direction of supporting our employees to do much easier their work. And then the platform provides market standards for project management, and it's really compatible to our internal process called PM at Siemens. And we recognize that it's quite simple, extendable by using the other Power Platform components, so that this process is then completely supported. And then we see that by leveraging the currently in use Dynamics solution and by adding some simple small solutions on the Power Platform, we really can support this end-to-end process integration when it comes to add and integrate not just our bid and project management processes, but even our procurement processes, our supplier management processes as well. So we have already recognized that by doing this, by adding the project management component in there, we would have a much better end-to-end integration, and that's where the platform makes it to us quite simple. Questions?
Initially, I saw on a first or second slide 100% availability. How do you achieve that?
I mean, here we rely on the SLAs that we have with our supplier there as well. With Microsoft, for example, we are having an SLA for digital services in that area, where we have in alignment there that even they are providing the technical services to us with 100% availability, actually 99% availability. But it's our vision and our strategy to reach 100%. It would be quite simple to just stay on where we are. We want more.
Thank you.
Welcome. Any other questions?
Earlier on, you talked about the growing maturity on using Power Platform.
Yeah.
And just, I'm interested in going from the personal Power Automate,
Yeah.
Into thoughts guarding against the unintentional use of
Mhm.
personal solutions becoming business critical. And
Yep.
what do you have a process, or did you have to develop a process to manage that? Say, oh, this is business critical. It can't stay personal. It's very
Exactly. So we really invested quite of a time and even money to really enable that we have a governance model, right? To establish the governance model for the Power Platform at all. We define criterias and personas, right? Who is allowed to work in which environment? Like a personal productivity is for someone who's playing around, he is just a citizen developer, or everyone in the organization. And then as soon he have proven that he's developing 2 or 3 more applications that are shared with at least 5 people, because these are then even the guardrails that are set that in a personal productivity application shouldn't be shared with more than 3 people. Then as soon they change this, they need to make the shift, right, to move their application in so-called managed environment. By having it in a managed environment means you have to package it in the right way, you have to do right solution, package it as a solution, use ALM accelerator or the new ALM pipelines to transfer it from a personal productivity to the managed environment. You do some quality checks on the application, so you really need to increase the maturity of the solution so that you are able to use it for more business critical application. At that moment, there is even kind of an incentive for the citizen integrator, because he's moving from a citizen integrator to a citizen integrator champion. When he's getting a citizen integrator champion, he automatically gets access even to more information, to the API portal itself. So he has really access then even to data and gets more kind of a trainings in that area, and then had even the possibility to get in contact with our business partners to really exchange and to have more discussion about, okay, how to do more complex developments in that area. And when they are there for a couple of 1 or 2 years, we see that they are active people, active citizen integrators, then they move to the position of a champion. And when they are champion, then they can train other people, and that's how we handle it on all their ways. And then we have the IT professional guys who are managing this environment, and the IT professionals itself, they make sure that whatever we are moving to personal productivity, to a business area, that they have really, that all the quality criteria are fulfilled, because security is always something what we need to take care of. We love digitalization, we love technology, but with purpose and always secure. We really want to make sure that whatever we are doing in our environment and having and accessing our customer data in that area, that these kind of solutions are secure as well.
Since you're here, I guess that IT is running those projects that you are doing.
Yeah.
But how did you use other of the business units to be part of this project?
How do we get from the first failure that we now have this bigger setup, the bigger impact?
Exactly. So also creating this governance, sales, project management, yeah.
All this stuff. I mean, there was one happy situation where our highest board member, Roland Bush, said, okay, actually I would like that we have harmonized our internal processes, right? Standardized, harmonized our internal processes, and I want that you guys work all together. So I want that, and that was actually the top-down approach that helped them to bring all the people now to the desk, because by starting and kicking off this internal program internally enabled really the sensibility in our organization. We need to change, right? The transformation was started, and not just from bottom up, it was really pushed even from board member. Without board member support, we saw in the first attempt, didn't work well.
And did you then set up some kind of integrations with the different business units? Because I guess that IT can just set up these governance rules for the whole business.
No, for sure not. That's why exactly it was important to have really this push on the business side as well, and to get even the key stakeholders, key players from the business involved and taking over an active role in our internal program. The program itself, it's some of the Siemens colleagues knows it already. It's called the Sherpa program, right? Which is really big one, started a couple of years back. And by having this motivation internally in the organization, we're really giving the possibility to get even all the business stakeholder, right? The key players on the business side involved and taking a proactive role in this transformation.
These business resources, how is their allocation towards your program? Are they 100% dedicated or?
We always want to have them 100% available in that area. We are continuously fighting with the line organization to get their availability there. For sure, we cannot really take them out from their daily business at 100%. But for example, key roles that we have that they have, 80% allocation at least. Realistically 80%, even if they are assigned 100% of the project. And please correct me if I'm wrong, Philip, because that's kind of how we deal with that area. We are always looking that we have them all 100% allocated to it, because for sure the project itself is executed like the SAFe methodology, right? We are applying SAFe in that area. That means we have agile release train engineers, we have scrum masters, we have product owners, and normally to get really the business people involved and really providing the necessary inputs that are to really design these products, right, customer-centric and for them, because at the end they will use this product, is by giving them even key roles in that area. So having a product owner role for a specific area or for a work stream is always helpful, because by that they feel engaged and they really provide the necessary input to that as well. It's not just throwing over the fence, right? Requirements list, you do it, you implement it, that at the end I will tell you, yeah, it's not what I wanted, it's something else. Any other question? No? Then let's take a look to the actually key success factors on our end. So I mentioned it a couple of times already. It was key success factor for an implementation, even for the sales in the beginning, was we had all stakeholders that are crucial available in the project itself. So even that they're working actively in the project. Then we could gain speed by involving business partners. First time we've met actually with ProMix and the team that helped us really to provide the necessary speed. So even in the first attempt, we were there with the product. I think they worked 3 months. Within 3 months, we had the product available. After we stopped it, because we recognized that, okay, it's not going into the right direction, but we were really fast. And even right now, for the big program where we have a lot of people involvement on the business side, I think the project team members right now, I'm not sure if it's correct, but I think last time I checked, at least on DevOps side, because the technical part is where I have a look on, we had 82 people involved, and we started in January, and our first release is planned for May. So the first development phase, the first iteration actually, where we go live, we plan to go live with our first project should be May. And normally this kind of speed you cannot gain without really kind of a low-code platform what you have there, and you cannot do it without having really the right business partners and the right people with the right skills involved in the project. Then we used Fusion Development. So we are using our internal resources and our business partner to work together, and they all need to work together. And then we are reusing existing connectivities once it's built first time. So I just mentioned at the beginning with API management that we started. So with all the APIs that we had established and made available in our API portal, we can reuse them right now. That help us then to be faster when it comes to making data available. Then main learnings, if there's no openness for business process change in the organization, doesn't really make sense to start, because that will normally fail quite fast, because it's necessary to really adopt the internal processes to the new setup or to the new system. Just thinking that by introducing new technology and letting all the processes as they are today will not work. Information security can be a showstopper. We love technology, right? We have AI in there, but actually we really need to understand how this works, what the AI do with the data, where is this data treated, who has access to this data, and where is data even stored in the dataverse. When we are looking to Dynamics, I think one of the development that I'm really happy about, I'm not sure if it's already known, but it's called, I think it's data residency, so that you can really store the data there where it's created, and by that you don't have to create multiple environments for specific regions, so the data stays in the region where it's created and it's not moved around anymore. I think that's really a huge step forward for us, but need to be considered in the area of data security as well. The license model, dear Microsoft, it's still a pain. You need a degree to understand it. Please make it simple. Yeah, but that's really a complex area when it comes even to the Asia components that you need to use, and even to all the Power Platform licensings and data dynamics licensing. Who need what kind of license in that area? If you don't have people who really deal with it for a long term, it's quite intransparent. It's really difficult to be handled. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult if the agent then is trained by Microsoft itself. Right? It's the question who will do then the negotiation. Then end-to-end authentication and end-to-end encryption. I think Microsoft is offering in that area quite really well-developed technologies. But what is really often forgotten, and it's more simple, right? Don't think about it. Don't think about end-to-end encryption. The guy who's sitting in front of Dynamics should be the guy who has the necessary permission in the backend system, on a Kafka system, or in Snowflake to really read this kind of data, because otherwise you will not really use this end-to-end encryption possibilities. And sometimes this kind of end-to-end authentication and encryption is often, ignored during the development process because it's much more simple, right? It's more simple to take, I don't know, super user, God user, who have access to everything, and then that's it. For sure, it's more simple, but it doesn't really help at that point. Then, what are we working right now on? What is our next step? What we will do to really extend our stack? We need event-driven integration, and that's how we are looking and where we are looking right now. Microsoft and Dynamics itself, it's supporting messaging. It's good to have messaging in there, but the event-driven integration is provided only by using Fabric. By adding just an additional component into the area is not the way how we as customer want to use it. We need native event-driven integration on the Dynamics side, and that's what we are looking to and working together even with our business partners right now, with ProMix and even with Microsoft, to see how can we really make this happen on the Dynamics side. Then leverage the AI capabilities. We just saw the agents, we just saw how useful they can be to simplify the daily work, the daily job on a bid manager or on a project manager. And as soon as we have the system established and make the data available, end-to-end encryption there, the security stuff cleared out, then we can go and do the AI capability enablement for our environment. And for sure, we want, as a next step, is to enable the fusion development across Siemens at all, not staying just in the Siemens mobility ecosystem, not just on one company. We want to start right now to enable this fusion development approaches across all the business units, using and collaborating here with business units together, like smart infrastructure, like digital industries, and even our central units who will then provide kind of a value center in that area. Yeah, and by saying that, I'm quite at the end of our journey, and yeah, maybe just some questions before the next break. Thank you.